everybody, and welcome back to our Edith Holden mini album. We've completed the pages. We've got 4 now in total. They're all gorgeous. I mean, they're all Edith. How can they not be gorgeous? That one's just so pretty. It's the simplest page that we have, but it's just super pretty. So it's come time to embellish them. This was the... Not now, Mr. Frog, you are not required. This was the very first page that we did, and I did add on this little bit of lace with some pearls, pretend pearls, imitation pearls on it. And I just want to add something else further down. So I've got my bag of green ribbon and trim out to see what I fancy. There's a nice light green here. That's pretty. It's just a narrow satin ribbon. And I'm thinking, I mean, you've got to have flat back pearls, haven't you? No job is complete without. So I'm thinking I could have that along there. I think that might look quite nice. What else have I got? You can't go with the first one, can you? Feel deprived. I've got this other one here that's a bit wider, but it's a bit darker. So let's have a look at it. It would go there, but have I still got room for my flat back pearls? I'll put them right on the edge. Might like that better, actually. Yeah, okay, let's make a decision. Let's just make a decision. So that's going to go from there. I'm just going to trim it off. Well, if you haven't got any scissors, you're a bit stuck. Just trim it off there, which is slightly more than I need. There we go. I'm just going to put some double-sided on it. I don't know if this is... Looks like double-sided satin to me. So don't think it matters which side I put the double-sided on. This is running out. I've hardly got any left. Fortunately, I've got a new one. Right, so let's just apply the double-sided to the ribbon. Honestly, it's a brilliant way of attaching ribbon. Because sometimes, it doesn't matter what glue you use, you get it showing through and it looks nasty. There's no two ways about it, it just looks nasty. So with a double-sided, you don't get that problem. So I'm just burnishing that on as I would anything else that I'd applied double-sided to. Right. So let's see if I can get that off there. Yeah, there we go. I'm just taking it bit by bit here. I'm going to square that end up. Like so, right. Let's get this down exactly where we want it, which is tight up, sort of under, if you can get it, that other lace. Yeah, that's fine. Oops, we're off at a tangent here. This seems to be going right along the edge of the design paper, the Edith paper, which is fair enough. That's that, right to the end, and then we'll trim that off. No, can't see it there. I'm going to have to lift it up, sorry guys. So, there we are. And yes, there's definitely flat back pearls going on here. Definitely. It's got a bit of a kink in it. It's a bit kinky. So I'm just going to put my E6000 as normal, a little bead of it along where I'm going to place my flat back pearls. There we go. And craft card does suck glue in. It really does actually. So I might not have enough glue there, but I think I do. I think I'm all right. Okay. Let's start at this end then, and I just literally push it up into the glue. So it's butting up against that ribbon that we've just put down. There we are. I'm just going to drag the whole thing slightly over that way. Do I want to trim it there? Yeah, I think so. Trim it there. You always end up on half a pearl. How does that manage? How does that happen that it's always half a pearl? You don't know whether to cut it before it or after it. But I think that's fine. I'll give that a chance to dry. Yeah, that looks pretty. Very pretty. Without losing any of the Edith imagery, because that's what we don't want to do. We want to celebrate Edith. We don't want to cover it all up with stuff. Let's have a drink of my coffee. Yes. Now then, when these go into when they get bound into the journal itself, there will be a hinge that comes up in that middle section that goes in a little way, and then it gets glued, and then it'll go like that, which then leaves this end open. And what an opportunity for a big card, a big sort of journaling card, photo mat, that sort of thing. So I've measured it, and it seems to allow me a 9x7 piece of card in there for a photo mat. Let's just try that and see. Where's the centre? It's easier to find it on that side. There it is. So let's just check that my 9x7 will go in there. Yeah, that goes in very nicely. And it will leave about that much sticking out, because this overall, this page measures 7¼ but as I say, there will be some of it taken up with the hinge, so that'll bring us back to about there. So yeah, the page, the piece of the page that we're left with is about 6 5/8, 6½, something like that. So if we cut this at 7, it will stick out a little bit, and that's good. That's what I want. I want it to stick out so people know there is actually a card in there. So we need to cover that with something, obviously. And I thought that, just to save you watching me going over and over my Edith pages, I thought this would look quite nice. So I need to cut that down, and I've already put my marks on it to trim to, so hopefully I've got so much stuff around me, it's absolutely ludicrous. I've got 3 projects going on at the minute. Madness, total madness. So I'll just get my mark on there. It's not much, I'm not losing much. And a little bit down that side. Oh, of course that doesn't fit in, does it? So I'll have to get my big chopper out. Just trim that up the side. Let's just put the light on so I can see where I'm going. Let's back there then. Hopefully that's right. Looks perfect to me. Wow, fancy lights. Fancy lights and everything. Who'd ever thought it? Okay, so let's just make sure this fits onto here. Yeah, that's lovely. Lovely, lovely, lovely. And on the back I'm going to put just a piece of cream, the cream paper card that we've been using throughout. And I've marked it as well. So I know that I need this. I should have left it where it was. Never mind, it's all a bit of a workout, isn't it? Oh dear. Yeah, because I am a keep fit sort of person. Or not. You decide. Oh, not even straight there. Right. So let's just check that that is actually going to fit on there. Yes, that's a lovely fit. Let's take my eraser and just get rid of the pencil mark that I did actually manage to score right through. So I'm guessing that it was cut accurately. Okay, now I want to round all of these corners because it's kind of a photo mat, and I just think it's easier to slide it in and out if the corners are rounded, if I could find my corner rounder. Ah, it's in the drawer. There's a shocker. So let's just round these corners off. And the paper. And the card. Okay, you might find when you cut one of these cards that it's just as convenient to cut them all, and I did. I've cut all of the ones that I need for this mini album, so I know I've got them. So first thing to do is put Edith in. Did I use ink with Edith? Honestly, I can't even remember whether I'm coming or going. Yeah, tea dye. So let's just carry on like that. Get the tea dye, get the dabber. Lovely. So from now on, I probably don't need to show you how to make these photo mats. You need 4 of them, obviously, 1 for each page. I'll show you how to make this first one. Well, it's made virtually, isn't it, apart from sticking it there. And you can go ahead and do your other 3 by yourselves. Just select, you know, whatever paper it is that you want to use, and get all 4 of them done. Right, so that's that. And let's ink around the paper as well. I'm not doing a heavy inking here at all, but it, you know, it does make a difference. It does pop the paper out of the card actually, but it's your decision. You can do it grungy, or you can not do it at all, or you can do it just lightly like I'm doing. You could use green. I've used a lot of green with Edith in the past. Bundled sage, I really, really love it. But for this one, I decided to do tea dye. So there we are, that's our papers done. Cards ready, so let's just get them stuck down. I know it's a shame that you have to waste this, but what can we do? Nothing we can do, so just grin and bear it. These are quite big photo mats, aren't they? You get a lot of photos on here. And, of course, a lot of journaling on the back. Or you could stick photos on the back as well. Don't know, whatever you fancy. Okay. Okay, so that's that one down. Looks nice when it's got that little craft frame around it, looks lovely. And before I stick this on, I'm just going to stamp on it, just in case anything awful happens, which you know is highly possible with me. So let's put the lid on my glue, might be a good start. So I've got my box of my little stamps here. Let's put this on. It doesn't matter which way's top or bottom because they're the same. So I'll pop that there, that there. So I just need some stamps, the ones we've been using all along. Seems like quite a lot, doesn't it? But let's do it. Let's do it anyway. And I was using the archival sepia. That's what I was using. Let's just pick those up. And you. Oh, they don't want to be picked up. I don't know why. That one's come off the end. Maybe I'm just a bit too near the edge. Yeah, okay. Be like that if you wish. We'll build you from the other side. If you want to be naughty. Yeah, it must have just been too near this edge, I think. Oh, something. Who knows? Who knows? This is why I'm so glad to have a stamping platform, because I'm just rubbish at stamping freehand. Just am. And because I know that, I think it's like a self-fulfilling prophecy, really. I think I'm going to be rubbish, therefore I am. Anyway, let's try this. Oh, look at that, it just fell off. Anyway, we'll leave it where it fell. Lovely, it's just this one just needs a little bit of help. And that bit there. The rest I think is fine. Maybe that central one. But not much. Yeah, that's lovely. Okay, let's just wipe those over with the old Timmy towel. That one didn't want to stick at all, did it? Lovely. And put them back in the box so I know where they are. Lid on my ink. Getting organised. Okay. think that's us finished with the stamping platform. So where's my journal card gone? Here it is. Yeah, that's pretty. And this is going to go here. And also look pretty, I think. Wow, there's not much of a margin on there, but there is a margin, so we're okay. Let's just glue that in place. So that's the only one that I'm going to do with you, because you can see it's just straightforward. There's no need to watch me do another 3 of these. I don't think so anyway. But you might find it a good idea to do them all together, and then they're there, they're ready for you. Otherwise it becomes a bit of a chore, to be honest. You get to the next page, oh, another big photo mat. So do them all together and then they're done, they're out the way. Lovely. Right, so it's stuck on then. Let's just check that is the bottom. Yeah, just before I stick it on upside down or something. Oh, that managed to get glue all over that edge. Let's just take that off again, that's not right. Lovely. Okay, off you come. You are not required there. And there's a bit down here. Just wipe it up as you go along, and then it won't get forgotten about. Yeah, that's fine. So that's our photo mat to go in the side of the page. So let's just have a look and see how that works. Where is the centre of the page? That's it there. So that will be hinged in, and this will be the other side, and it will go in like that. It fits beautifully. That's lovely. And hopefully that much, sort of that much, will be sticking out. So it's obvious to everybody that, yeah, that's a photo mat there. Okay, and that's another one of the reasons why we do the binding last. One, we know how many pages we've got by that stage, so we can make the width of the spine accordingly. And this, we've just increased to the whole width of this book here by 1/2 inch. So if we'd made the binding to fit just the page, this wouldn't fit in. So that's, I think, that page complete. Page 1 is complete. So let's turn it over and have a look at page 2. That's nice, you can see that photo mat there. That's fine, I like that, looks nice and clean. Now what we've got here on page 2 is a very long pocket that goes from here down to the bottom, and a one here that goes obviously from here down to the bottom. So I thought what we put in was 2 journaling tags, journaling cards. We could make tag-shaped tags, but I kind of fancy making journaling cards. I like the roundedness of things. So my offcuts from making my big 9x7 tags yielded enough card for me to make a couple of journaling cards for here. So I've selected that page. I think that would make a gorgeous tag. And I have selected this page, which I've been at because there was a butterfly there that I thought would make a good fussy cut, and it could go on there. I've even got the name, Peacock Butterfly. And they'll be flat, so the tag will go over it, and I think we'll be okay. Right, so let's just cut those out. Let's see what width we want them. Well, before I can decide on the width, there's something else that I need to do to this page. And I've decided that I'm going to put flowers and some leaves. Now, I buy flowers from Hobbycraft absolutely all the time, and they are not cheap. This is an example of the ones I buy from Hobbycraft. I mean, they're really pretty, and I have no means of making them myself, but they never come with any leaves. That's just them. There's no leaves or anything. Excuse me. So I thought I'd best make some leaves for this and just make a little arrangement on each side, have the tag going up, the two tags going up either side, you know, in the middle of those, and have the peacock here for when you pull this tag out. So let's just see if that makes sense. So what I've done is I've searched through my Tim Holtz leaf dies, and I came across this one. And I think this one's perfect because it has what they call snippability. You can snip it off at all these various stages. Excuse me. And this is what it looks like when we've finished with it. And it's all nice and shiny and coloured. And each bit of this you can snip off and add behind these pretty little white flowers. I think they'll look lovely. They'll elevate our thing. So let me just show you how to make. Obviously you cut out your die first. In my case I've cut it out on cream paper, but it could be white. Really doesn't matter. It was just what I had to hand, and I wanted to experiment yesterday just to make sure it was going to work. So I've got one here, and I'm using, to colour mine, I'm using alcohol markers, pro markers in fact. Any alcohol markers will do this. They don't have to be pro markers. So then what I'm going to do is, I've got a bit of green ribbon stuck to me, is just take the darker one and just maybe go up the middle and like that. They don't all have to be the same. In fact, don't make them all the same. So it's just a bit of green in at the bottom really of the leaf. You go around all of them similarly. You don't have to be an artist for this. You truly do not. It's just a bit of green. More at the stalk end, stem end, and away to nothing at the far end. So it's just a little bit of this darker green. You can choose your own colours. If you're looking to do it for a theme for something that, you know, isn't Edith or whatever, you can make your leaves any colour. You know, you could make them blue if that's what fits in with your mini album, or any colour. Blue is an example. Any colour. There we go. So the next thing is to find a mid-green. That first one that I used, just in case you're using pro markers, was called Emerald. This one is called Marsh Green. Looks like a dark olive to me, that's how I'd describe it. So we're just going to go over that green that we did and then just extend it slightly further up the leaf. And I'm going to do the stem. The stem's in this colour as well. So over the dark that you've just done, you just pull it further, slightly further up the leaf. So we're leaving a bit at the end that's got no colour on at all yet. So right over there. Doing the stem as we go. The stem probably won't get used, but you know, just in case, you do it anyway, in case you want to use it. And at this stage they look so dull, very dull coloured. But have faith, it'll be okay. Just take your time. This is a really pleasant thing to do, I think. actually. And then after that we'll come in with a much lighter green, and you'll see them kind of come to life a bit, or a bit more anyway. Let's finish that stem down there. And then now I'm coming in with lime green, and it is a zingy kind of green, and go over the entire leaf, all of it, and it'll tie it all in, blend it all in together right to the end. And you'll see at this stage it does seem to have some life about it. It's better. This lime green makes heck of a difference. I'm going to go over this stem as well because it just looks a bit dingy with just that marsh green on it. So I'm covering them all from the bottom to the top, which blends all the colours in together. So you see now any precision that you did, it was pointless really, because this just blends everything together. So as I say, you don't have to be an artist for this, for sure you do not. Catch the stem. Okay. So there we are, that's that. Let me show it to you on a piece of card so you can see it. You see the colours in it. Okay, so what we're going to do now is use glossy accents, because they make a heck of a difference, they really do. So turn your bottle of glossy accents upside down, do not shake it, you'll get a load of air bubbles in it, and you won't get a good finish. So I'm just turning it over, and then we're ready to begin. So I'm sure we all have our own way of putting glossy accents on. I just sort of put a dab on and then I drag it around to the edge. Some people I know go around the edge and then drag it into the middle. It doesn't matter. Just get it on with a fairly even coat. Like so. And don't forget this is a glue. So from time to time we're going to have to move it on this paper. Otherwise it'll just stick to it. And then it won't be any good. So if you get it in the right light, you can see if you've missed any bits or whatever. It doesn't matter about being too pedantic, really. Leaves are natural things. They do have differences in them. Right, I'm going to go up there, then I'm going to move. Just move that a little bit, just so it doesn't stick to there. Which I did have happen to me yesterday. That's how I know that that can happen. And this doesn't dry instantly. It does take a little while to dry, glossy accents actually. That's one of the reasons I don't use it that often, because I'm always too impatient. I always want it now. So I'm just squeezing a sort of little bit into the centre of my leaves, and then I'm dragging it out to the edges. I find I get quite a good coverage that way. I'm chancing it by not moving it. Let's hope it doesn't stick. I mean, some people use glossy accents as a glue, so, you know, it works as a glue. There we go. Right, so those are all nicely covered. Let's see if I can get it off there. Come on. Right, okay. So that's fine. Now it's off there. I can just move it to a clean piece of the paper and leave it there to dry for however long that takes, because we have other ones that are finished in true Blue Peter style. Where am I going to put this? Let's put that over there to dry. And here are my ones that I made yesterday. Some have been snipping into, some just fell apart when I moved them. But overall, that's what I've got. So, you know, I've done all right. That's a bit, I think that stuck to the paper actually, but it's usable. Right, so let's put these on and then we'll be able to see how wide we need the tags to go in it. So what I thought I would do is sort of put a couple of these 3 sort of leaves together, and you also get one of these at the bottom down here, which I've snipped off, and I want 3 flowers on each. Whoops. 1, odd numbers work better in arrangements. They just do. I don't know. It's something to do with how your eye perceives it. Not exactly sure, but try always to use an odd number in your arrangements if you can. Just look better, more pleasing. So something like that, which I think looks really pretty. So I need to glue those on. I'm actually going to use E6000 because I want them stuck on really well. So just a bit down the stem and a bit on each leaf. And pop that up there. Just going to have to hold that for a sec. That's it. Oh no, it still wants to come off. Go on, stick down, please. It's the thing about these things when they're covered in glossy accents, they're quite strong, really, quite strong, and they like to stick to your fingers and everything. So, right, so let's put some on here. I don't know where exactly, about there perhaps. Yeah, I mean E6000 is great once it does grab, but it doesn't grab instantly. Just got a little bit down there. I'm going to put my flowers on and then see where I want that third bit, little third bit to go. That looks like it's at a funny angle now. and then just this little bit. And just pop that into there, under the flowers like that. Yay, that looks pretty. I think that looks pretty. I've got a bit of surface of glue going on. That's it. Right, so that's, I'm really sorry, my mouth is terribly dry. That's one side. So let's do the other. I'm probably going to have to snip some bits here. I think that bit's going to be all right. It's just, don't know what's wrong with it, but it looks like it's going to be all right. Where's my little white handled scissors? Here they are. So let's snip that bit off. That's one bit. Don't quite like all of those together. No, I'll snip it off there, and then I've got that little one to play with if I need to. Right, okay. There's something going on with the backing on here. I think I've pulled it off when it's stuck, so I'm just going to trim that off. Okay. Just going to wipe the end of my E6000, which is just about to drip. Right, so if we have that there, little one here. Probably don't need all of that stem on there, to be fair. Little one there, and our 3 flowers. Yeah, I think that'll look lovely. So let's go ahead and glue those. Just keep my finger on it for a sec. I think this is a very, very pretty arrangement actually. Really like it. Just for the sake of colouring in and sticking glossy accents on something, it's really, really made a difference. And we haven't had to pay extortionately for them, because they can be very expensive. Let's just bring that around so it's not on the edge. Like that. Lovely. Then we've got this little flower, but I'll pop it in after I've put the well, I was going to say big flowers, but they're not, the little flowers. Just get 3 of those out. And pop them in place, and then we're on to the tags. It's got quite a blob of glue on it, but never mind. That one doesn't want to stick, despite the fact it's got enough glue to stick thousands of flowers. Not in the mood to play ball today. And that one will just pop up at the top, like so. I'm just going to stick this little leaf in there. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Tricky little sucker trying to get hold of this one. There we are. Right, let's just wipe the excess off there. Get the lid in that. We've done really well not having any major problems. I can't get the lid on now. That's it. Okay, so let's just stick this down where we said, just in there. No, it wants to stick to my hand. There we are. Right, okay. So they will dry in their own sweet time. Like I say, 6,000, not instant grab, but when it does grab, it grabs for good and ever. So I'm quite happy that those will be fine. Yeah. Okay, so I can put my extra ones to one side, and I'm sure we'll be using them again, just not on this page. Right, okay, so where are my two? Let's just check. Is that going to go through there? Not quite. I need to take a bit off it. And I've got another one that's the same width, so I need to make it so they'll go between those flowers. I don't want them rubbing on the flowers. They won't lie flat if they do. So I need it trimmed to about there. And the other one as well, because we've got two tabs, haven't we? So I'm just going to make a mark on the other one. Set that aside for the moment. So that's the other one. So they need trimming down there, both of them. Lovely. So they should be the right width now for our tags. Let's just have a little look. Yeah, perfect, perfect, perfect. Hooray. So let's mark the height then while we're at it. So that, it just doesn't want to be that tall. I mean, that's just silly. So let's bring it down to about there, which looks nice. And let's put a mark on the bottom where we want, it will be, yeah, no, it'll be all right. So I'll make it the mark at the bottom, because this is a gusseted pocket, so it should fit right down to the bottom. And this one, we want it about there. And make a mark on the bottom of that as well. And we'll trim those off, and then we'll put some design paper. Don't drop that on your wet glossy accents. And we can use this one, this chopper for this, because it's nice and small. That's one. And this one. Two. There we go. Let's just try them in for size first of all, before we do anything too dramatic. So yeah, that one goes in there. You can still see the bird and the nest behind it. Perfect. And this one goes in there. Yeah, lovely. And it fits just perfectly between those decorated pieces. Yay, hooray, we're doing all right. Lovely. Right. So what I want to do is stick this peacock butterfly on there. So as when you remove the tag, or even actually I think when the tag's in situ, yeah, you can just see the top of him. So I don't want to put him on straight, I don't think. Do I? A little bit of a kilter. I probably can't get enough of a kilter on him. I'm going to have to go for him straight, I think. And I'm just going to take my dauber and just go around the edges a little bit. I did leave a little margin around him. I quite like fussy cuts when they've got a little margin around them. but I don't want that white paper in the middle. So there we go, that's him. So let's glue him on. I'm just going to see where the middle is. So that's 7 1/4, 3 1/2, and 3 5/8. Yay! 3 5/8. So that's there. So I'm just going to put a little mark on there, just to help me when I position him there. Like that. Okay, let's get some glue on him. Let's get him stuck down. Lovely. Now then, I want him in line with that mark that I made. Just hold this up and make sure that he looks straight. I reckon so. So let's stick him down. Too much glue in the old antenna region. Oh, now I've wiped it off completely. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear. I'll pop that back on, but if it doesn't stick, I'll just use glue stick to stick it, I think. Maybe should have used glue stick anyway. Ooh, it's lost contact with his head. Ah, no. That's it, that's fine. And then the peacock butterfly text, the wording, I just want to go around the edge of that with the tea dyed. I've cut this out with my decal edged scissors, so it's got a bit of interest to it. And I think I'll just put that over there like that. Yeah, I think so. And I'm going to use glue stick because I think I'll get better results. It's trying to be elusive. It won't get the better of me. Lovely. I'm just going to pop that on there, like that. Lovely. Okay, we're progressing. So now we just need some paper on our tags. These are the two of them. So, yeah, I did have some thoughts. This, I think, would look lovely on there. Let's just see. Yeah, I think that would be great. So, let's cut this raggedy edge off first. It does it fit in there? No, I'll keep trying it, but it doesn't. So in that case, then I'm going to knock the bottom off it so I can get it in there. So that's where I want to cut it there. I wish this trimmer were just marginally larger. Not much, just a little bit. Right. So now we can see where we're going with it. So I need to trim this ratty edge off. Let's do that first. So it's not much, it's just that ratty edge. Lovely. Yeah, perfect. So I just need to sort the width out now, which is there. Trim that. And still got that left, which is lovely. Okay, so that's going to go onto there. Like that. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Great. And we'll need some cream card on the back, but I really feel by this stage you know how to do that. So on here I thought I could use that piece. I think that's a really nice piece. So where am I going to get it from? From there. A bit further over to there, maybe. Yeah, I think that's it. Now I'm just going to draw around this lightly with a pencil so I can see where to chop it. And it does want to be chopped slightly in from this mark that I'm making to give us that margin around it. But it'll just give us a good clue where to chop to start with. I don't want to waste that page, so I'm just going to tear that off. So that's a lovely page. So we'll preserve that page, and I'm just going to chop off the bottom. Let's just see where that's going to cut, just a fraction more. Yeah, I think that's... Attention. Might have to trim this down again. Might not have. Looks like it's at a very strange angle. Let's hope this fits after all that. Doesn't seem square at all. Which is probably my fault. Let's have a look. It's just, yeah. Needs to just have a little bit more trimmed off it. Maybe down this side is the side I'm more willing to lose. Let's have a look then and see. Yeah. I think just a smidge off the width, but not much. That'll be fine like that. Okay, collecting rubbish up here. Let's get rid of that pencil mark. Yeah, I think I didn't draw it on square onto the page. Which is fair enough. There we go. That's lovely. Okay. So I'm going to round all the corners. I'm going to leave the cream back with the stamp for you to do, because I know you know how to do it now. So I'm just going to ink around there and pop that on. It's beautiful. It's just beautiful. All of Edith's beautiful. I mean, should you wish to put more than one card in each pocket, feel free. You know, do what you want to do. So that's that. I'm just going to do the same with this one. I think when they're rounded, they look more like photo mats, in fairness. So ink round this one. Then we're ready to stick them in, put them in the on the page, and let's have a look and see what they look like. There we go. Right. Start with a big one. Oh, the poor kingfisher. He's got chopped in half again. He never gets used to anything. I'm going to really try and use him in this, because I'm using 2 Edith books at the same time. So I'm pretty sure I've still got the kingfisher in the other one. And I'm really going to try and use him, because he always gets overlooked. That's why I was really happy to use the song thrush. He's another one that always gets overlooked because he's so large. He doesn't really fit into journals very well, but he fitted into ours perfectly. Okay, let's stick that in the right place, which is there, I believe. Lovely. Let's go around the edges. I think if you're an Edith lover, as I am, this is just, oh, it's just gorgeous. I love it. Edith every which way up. Oh, look at all that gorgeous text. Oh, so 2 live vipers. Ooh, Edith, take care out there. Oh, I don't know. I've never read this. It's mouth open. I've only got a little bit. I've cut the edges off. The 2 little pink fangs in the upper jaw. When on the ground, they reared themselves, struck repeatedly at a walking stick. Oh, Edith. I don't like vipers. We call them adders in this country. And they're not very common, actually. I mean, I live in fear of seeing them, but they really aren't very common at all. Sorry about Bobby. I don't know, it's obviously seen something of interest. So there we are. And as I say, I just know that you can do the backs of these. It's just, you know, the cream card, and stamp them if you want to, or not if you don't want to, or put some more Edith on it if you want to. Whatever floats your boat. It's your journal, your album. I must say I really do like those little flowers and the leaves. I find them very pleasing. Pleasing to my eye. Right, so this is going to go in there, like that. And this is going to go, oh, there's a little bit there that hasn't quite stuck. Which glue am I going to use for that? I'll come back to that with something with a precision tip and stick it down. And that's going to go in there, like that. Just a little bit over so it's central. Yeah, there we are. And we've got our big journaling card in here somewhere. This one, that will pop out like that. So that's our page 2, apart from the back of the tags, which you can do. But that's our page 2, decorated, done. It's got photo mats in. As I say, you could put a much bigger photo mat in the back there. And I might, when we've got the whole thing finished and we're looking through it again to see what's what, you know, if I think it needs a big photo mat in there, I'll add one. Here, I can't really do much. I can't go out sideways because of these flowers. And I definitely don't want to be running a card over back and forth over there. So that's probably got all it's going to get. But this one, yeah, definitely could add a big journaling card if I feel so inclined, or feel that it needs it when we come back. So that's page 1 and page 2. It's pretty, I love that olive colour. That's page 1 done and dusted. That's page 2, including the big journaling card on the side. So we're doing all right. So I'll see you again very soon when we'll carry on decorating our way through our Edith journal and working our way towards binding it. Yikes. So I'll see you soon. Behave yourselves. Bye.